By the way, what's the story? What happened with Fauci and Rand Paul? Kai, can you pull up that story for us to read it?
You were talking about it at dinner last night. It came out, I believe it was The Intercept, that Fauci apparently had...
he lied again.
Completely lied.
In which part?
Under oath in Congress.
Lied again.
Yeah, the last time that he came out. It's moments like this where I do wish the mob was kind of still involved in our government, to be honest with you.
Me too.
Rand Paul says the new Wuhan documents show Fauci like. Can you go up a little bit to see if I... Okay, some public documents revealing the extent of U.S. funding coronavirus research in Wuhan shows the National Institute of Virology and Infectious Disease head Anthony Fauci lied during his previous testimony to Congress. Fauci has adamantly denied that the National Institute of Health funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan. Paul blasted Fauci in a Tuesday tweet saying that the NIAID director had lied again, and I was right about his agency funding novel coronavirus research at Wuhan, said Rand Paul. Go up a little bit because the tweet's down here. Rand Paul tweet. Surprise, surprise, Fauci lied again, and I was right about his agency funding novel coronavirus research at Wuhan. Read this thread and the papers released. Can you click on that just to see what that is?
He made a formal request to the Justice Department to open an investigation.
Let's read this. Let's read this. So newly released documents provide detail of U.S.-funded research on coronavirus at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The Intercept has obtained more than 900 pages of document detailing work of EcoHealth Alliance at the Chinese lab. The trove of documents includes 2 previously unpublished grant proposals that were funded by the NIAID, as well as the project updates relating to EcoHealth Alliance research, which is scrutinized, aimed, increased interest in materials show and contracts and grants. The materials revealed that the resulting novel laboratory-generated SARS-related coronavirus also could infect mice engineered to display human receptors on cells. Interesting. So what's going to happen now? Because yesterday somebody asked Jen Psaki, she just walked on.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You asked this question to Rudy. It was one of the best questions you had asked.
Yeah.
You said, if you know these guys are corrupt and you have the evidence, all it takes is for one of them to crack. You just need one of them to crack, and the rest of them will fall. Why is it? How come? You talked about Omerta. How is it that these guys, nobody talks over there? And what he says is that nobody's threatening them. So the mafia never talked until we took all their stuff away, the Racketeering Act. You take somebody and you put them in a large conspiracy and say, hey, you may not have done all this, but you're attached to the guys who did all this, and are you going to go away for them?
But Gerard, aren't you seeing what's happening here? Trump gets impeached for a phone call that he made, okay, that wasn't anywhere near as disastrous as the phone call that Biden made to the president of Afghanistan and asked him to lie, straight out lie to the world. Mm-hmm. And what happens? Crickets out of Pelosi. Nobody wants to say anything. This is such a corrupt system right now. It's such a double standard that we have. It's disgusting. I can't even believe it. If you and I were to do something like that, we'd be doing 100 years. Mm-hmm. It's terrible what's happening in this country.
Do you think politicians on both sides lie?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's put that side aside, meaning, the left's going to lie, the right's going to lie. Okay, and the left is always going to show the one tweet or this guy was lying, and the right's going to say this guy was lying. Okay, fine. So let's say there is sinners on both sides, and the saying, people sin in different ways. Okay, this is where I'm going with this. Put that aside. If a person's leading an army, if a person's leading a country, if a person's leading a family, okay, if a person's like, hey, where were you? I was with my friends, okay, and we were watching a game. Hey, what were you doing? What is the core need a country demands from their leader? Forget about the lying part. I don't think we've had a president that hasn't lied yet, okay? Left, right, middle,
safety.
doesn't matter, right?
Safety.
So number one is safety, right? Okay, great. Would you agree with that? Safety is number one?
Keep the country safe.
Keep the country safe. Okay, so I don't care what you're saying, what you're spewing out, because sometimes, we have pride and we're like, well, no. And we're like, maybe over-exaggerated. I don't think anybody's going to be innocent of that, right? Okay. Are we getting safety? What's next out of safety?
I would say justice.
Okay, so justice, fine. What is after justice? So justice is a form of safety to me, by the way, because justice provides me to know that a bigger guy's not going to bully me because I know law and order is going to protect me.
That's
right?
something I got to be honest with you. I've lost faith in over the last 10 years. I do not believe that we are all operating under the same set of rules. I think somebody, your political affiliation is going to determine whether you're innocent or guilty, not the actual committing of the crime.
How can you hold one party accountable, to one person accountable to something, and let the other one go with the same crime? You know, Patrick, this country is going crazy. I am a former criminal. Do you know that in San Francisco now they are paying criminals not to shoot other people?
What?
I don't.
Paying them money. $300.
Yeah, but that's not new. What's
What?
going on in San Francisco?
No,
Like,
no,
that's
this
not,
is
like,
no.
this,
Well, you
this
got
is
this
what just-
particular
but
story.
it's the
but San
it is-
Francisco
well,
has
this
been
is-
crumbling for
I understand.
a decade.
I understand, but you know,
I don't
you
know
think
about
this
decade.
doesn't spread?
How long?
That's where
I don't
Nancy
think it's about
Pelosi and
decade,
Kamala
but-
Harris are
yeah.
from, and Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah.
Three of the most powerful people in our government are from San Francisco. That's their home.
Yeah,
About one of the greatest cities in the world. I know we're talking about your girl you went there. She's like, I'm not going to
But
get
what
up.
I'm
Yeah, I
saying,
remember that.
I use the Biden-Trump thing because how could you hold somebody so accountable for something that they did, and somebody did something even more grievous, and you just crickets, you let it go.
Yeah.
What's going on in this country is the double
justice-
standard is horrible.
The Justice Department can't be politicized, man. It just can't be.
It is. It is, 100%. And again, bring this up. And I don't care who it is. Hunter Biden's laptop. Gerard, if you and I had information, just the stuff that we've heard,
Yeah.
forget about what else might be on there. We would be doing 100 years. You would be in jail with no bail. You'd be doing 100 years
Anthony
in prison.
Weiner's too, and everybody forgets about that one.
Well, I mean,
But this is the president's son who is using his father's political power to ingratiate himself into. And I mean, you can, and it's right out in the open. Has it been going on? Of course. But this is right out in the open. You have to act on stuff like this, and they're letting it go.
Otherwise, people lose
Who's
faith.
letting it
You
go,
lose
though?
faith.
In your opinion, what do you think they should do? And I'm not a Hunter Biden fan. It's not like it's not in the news. It's not like they can't
Exactly.
go after them. Who
Exactly.
should do something about it? Obviously,
Justice
Joe
Department.
Biden's not going to do anything about
The
it.
Justice Department.
Okay.
Well,
But it's
even-
controlled by the
we talk,
Democrats
we talk
right
about
now.
we talk about January 6th and how serious that was, and that there was a January 6th commission, and there were hundreds of riots where people actually died, billions of dollars of damage.
No, you know
they
what-
take over Portland. They take over the city of Portland, American
Patrick,
city.
you know what the
Nothing's done.
You know what the biggest insult and slap in the face? I don't know if you've watched, the recent thing on 9/11, the documentary.
with Condoleezza Rice and all those guys.
And
Yeah,
all of that. It's
What do you
recent.
think about it?
I thought it was great.
Okay.
What's his name? The black film producer did it. What's his name?
Tyler Perry?
No, not
Spike
Tyler
Lee?
Perry. Spike Lee. Spike Lee.
Oh, Spike Lee did
It's
it.
brilliant. Yeah, you got to watch it. It'll
Is
make
it
you.
is it one-sided or no?
No, it'll make you cry. He did a brilliant job.
Okay.
on it, I
Good
have
for
to say,
Spike Lee.
Spike did a
Yeah.
brilliant
He's a good
job.
filmmaker.
But no, here's the
Of
thing.
course. Yeah, I'm just
I
thinking
re-
if there's
Spike Lee,
motives.
bro.
I think I get it.
I want to see what Michael
We
wants
all
to see.
remember the devastation of that day. We all remember.
No
it.
question.
There was nothing like it
Yeah.
ever in our lifetime. For these people, AOC and some of these people, to compare what happened on January 6th
Oh.
to what happened on 9/11 is the most disgusting thing I have ever heard.
Yeah.
3,000 lives lost, a city, the worst thing that ever happened compared, other than Pearl Harbor. And that was at least all military. And for them to say that January 6th was worse than 9/11,
Who's saying this?
AOC
Dude,
said it.
I made a whole
Pelosi-
video about it. Got a million
Pelosi
views and
said
it got
it.
taken down.
They're treating it worse than what
AOC,
happened.
and who
Yes.
else?
And Pelosi. These people
Well,
just
that's
say these
disgusting.
things and not held
Yeah.
accountable to it. It's an insult to everybody that died
Whatever
to the
side
entire
you're on
city.
the aisle, that's just
Doesn't
a dumb
matter
statement.
what. Yeah, it doesn't.
I
It's
would agree
not
with you,
dumb.
clearly.
It's not dumb. It's worse than dumb. You don't insult
It's dark,
people like
it's
this.
dark and divisive, and it's offensive. I would put all of that.
And she lives in New York.
Yeah, but you have to realize, again, respect the enemy has to get respect for her knowing how to move naive people who are looking to find a person that they hate because of whatever reasons, right? Like one of the guys I'm interviewing right now that we put on the list yesterday, another guy that's a communist who hates capitalism because capitalists make a lot of money and it's not fair. I'm like, I can't wait to talk to guys like this. These are the types of guys I want to talk to. They're convincing. They get people to say this makes sense. Like AOC is very, very convincing. Yes. She's got, you have to know, I'm telling you right now, there's a 10 to 20% chance AOC is going to be president of the United States one day.
10 to 20?
You're saying lower or higher?
Oh my God!
Lower or higher?
Please be lower. Has to be lower.
Okay, I'm willing to bet right now. If she stays alive, she stays healthy, I'm willing to bet she's going to be a president.
She's got another 40 years of
Let me tell you, she's doing something that Roger Stone said the most important thing for somebody to be a real candidate is what?
Relevancy.
Is
Eyeballs.
relevancy and
Relevancy.
eyeballs. Yeah, he's by the way, like Logan Paul, that's a qualified guy that could be a president next 20 years. You can hate Logan Paul all you want. That guy is going to be a candidate to run for
And we're
presidency one
supposed to
day.
compete with Xi Jinping.
Well, it's like,
Yeah.
who's the girl that you even brought up her name? The girl, the governor of...
Christy, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
never heard of her. We talk politics all day long. I've never heard of her name. She's amazing. She says, never heard her name. Zero relevancy. So we've all heard of,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm
contenders.
getting easier and easier to be sold on Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin's doing.
I've been
some
calling
serious
for Joe
I don't know if
Manchin
he's
for
going to
4
run,
years.
though. I don't know if he's
No.
going to run. I don't think that's in his...
He should, though.
I don't think he's going to run.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.